Little blue square to go away, and then it says we're live. Good evening, ladies and menfolk. Welcome to episode 72 of Word Ninjas Live, the final episode. I am your instigator of literary insanity and creative insanity and all other types of insanity this week, which, yeah, that's a thing. Moving on, joining me tonight is Will.
Hello!
And Calvin.
Hello!
Justin is being fashionably late, as he does. And Ed is single-handedly taking over the world, so he's obviously a little busy. But we still wanted to do a final show for 2014, so here we are.
I'm glad you reiterated. Last show of 2014. You didn't say that the first time around.
What? I need to specify that.
It would be
People don't
nice.
automatically know.
It would be nice not to confuse our viewers/listeners.
Have you seen the title of the episode?
I have not. Ah, look at that.
Yeah.
I thought that was just YouTube cutting off the rest of it.
No. And tuning in just on time, Justin.
Hey, just got out of work
Nice.
from an hour and a half away.
Oof.
I had to work on site. It was fun.
Well, glad you could join us for the final show. Let's see.
The final show.
What, you didn't get the memo?
Oh, God. Is it my fault? Is this something I did?
Yes.
Oh,
You should have been here sooner.
oh God.
And because Justin is here and because I'm the boss man and it's the last show, I'm going to do a thing and tell him to do his topic first, or at least try to do his topic first, and we'll see how that goes over. Because reasons.
Some sort of punishment. It's fine.
Let's go with that.
That question is punishment for all of us.
Yes. 2014 reflections, where we get to look back on 2014 personally, productively, since this is still technically a writing podcast, writingly and inspirationally, and basically anything that ends in LY.
What about
whether
LEE?
whether it's the good, the bad, or the ugly, we're gonna discuss it all and sort of just have a good take time and reflect on things that have gone on in the last year.
This is your question, so you can lead it. You can tell someone to go first. You can decide the order, whatever you want to do.
This year has been rough, and I think it's been rough for all of us for wildly different reasons, although we do intersect quite a bit on some key issues. For me, I was talking to a couple friends about 2014 and how bad I perceived it, and it wasn't so much that it was really that bad. It's just a lot went on that I didn't want to go on, and a lot of things I wanted to happen didn't happen. So I feel that 2014 was more of a holding pattern into what 2015 can really end up being, with some more proper planning and some full steam ahead going into things. I figure we can start by talking together about, why Terror 2015 is called Terror 2015, and why we didn't get any of that done this year, but what we did instead that came out really well. One thing that turned out well is Inconceivable, I think, was probably the highlight of my year, at least, if not only because it's the first con that I've ever been to. And even then, there were some issues that came up, mostly because I was new to the con scene and didn't realize just how abused vendors end up getting sitting around, not being able to move, and if there's only one person at the table, bad things happen. And when there's no communication or backup, people get frustrated, and they have the right to be frustrated. And me being the free floater that could generally walk around and do whatever he wanted, I wasn't there for people. And I learned that lesson the hard way. But I think that it's a lesson that I've taken to heart and will keep in mind during future conventions. The other cons I didn't go to, we had an entire podcast basically dedicated to Rhode Island Con, or Rhode Island Con, or whatever it was called. So we don't have to get into that too much.
I think the official declaration was Rhode Island Chaos Con or some such.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as far as the one thing that really came out of this year that was really positive was us, the five of us, actually getting together and actually having discourse about where we want full coverage writers and beyond to go. And earlier on in the year, or maybe it was even late last year, I don't even remember anymore. 2014 has been such a blur. We kind of got together and we kind of decided on a name, and we kind of had an idea that we wanted to do something bigger, but none of us really knew what that really meant or what we really wanted to do. CJ probably had a better idea in his brain. And then we floundered with it for a bit. And I think it's because we not bit off more than we could chew, but we were, our eyes were bigger than our stomachs at that point, and we were thinking too far ahead.
It was also a matter of, here's some fantastic ideas and things that we can act on. And then no one delegated.
Right.
I wonder whose job that is.
So, yeah, and it was really, there was some, we had some direction that we wanted to go to, but we didn't really know why. And I don't know if we necessarily all were super passionate about it as much as we were like, oh, hey, this is something we should do. It makes sense. And I think later on in the year, we finally had another get-together where we really nailed down what we wanted to do. And I think we came around. I know CJ probably would have wanted our business plan and financial plan written by now and probably have registered the LLC name by now.
I was hoping to do that tomorrow. We can still do that, right?
Can I get until Monday? I'm going to work this weekend, but I think between working on the weekend, I can probably write the business plan. It won't be a good business plan, but it would be a business plan.
How about I give you to Friday? I can do that.
No, company dinner's on Friday. I can't miss that.
We'll have to figure this out off air.
Yeah. So yeah, we're behind, but we have a strong. I don't even know how I want to say this. We know what we want, and we're striving to get there now. And I think we're all working together, and we all have a good rapport with each other. We went through some trying times together, not just company-wise, but as friends. Things went on that were difficult for a lot of people, and we generally came out on the other side okay. And I think that says a lot about the group of us. That we're all reasonable people. And yeah, I think this year didn't quite go as bad as we all think it went. And I think that's something to think about moving forward. Because we're going to run into issues in 2015, I'm sure. And as la-di-da and as awesome as we think 2015 is going to be, there's probably going to be roadblocks. But that's a part of life, and that's just how it goes, and we just have to keep striving to push forward.
Or else.
Yeah. Now, none of that inspirational stuff I said was recorded, right? So I'll have to redo it later.
Oh, yeah. Calvin's going to delete that in post, so.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, so before we move on to just personal things that went on in our own lives, let's talk about keep going with how the company's going and what our plans are and what went well and what didn't. CJ, you're the logical next person to talk to.
Yeah, if we're talking full coverage writers or Inspire the Muse, that I'm willing to talk about at the moment.
Correct.
Yeah, I think the original idea was, I want to start a company. Oh, wait, I already have one. I want to start a proper company. Well, it's already 2014. Let's aim for 2015. And for some reason, all of you people didn't outright say, you're stupid and crazy. No, that's not possible. You just listened
Might
to
have
me
brought that up
instead.
1 or 2 times.
Well,
Well-
I think originally you wanted to have it ready to go to start right on January 1st, 2015, and we
Yeah.
said that might not be possible.
No, you were more diplomatic than that. You just said, that's going to be very difficult, not impossible. It took us a while to figure out that, yes, that is in fact impossible, considering all the stuff that we are doing outside of Inspire the Muse and full coverage writers in our regular jobs and lives and everything else. But whenever we do seem to gather together in force, or even in smaller groups, we do seem to be very productive and get a lot of stuff done. Or at least we made a lot of headway this year that I did not really anticipate happening, considering how scattered we are, both in geography and mental capacities. I am looking forward to 2015, and we do have a lot on our collective plates to do in 2015, but as long as we all work together, I think we're going to accomplish some pretty impressive things. Considering, let's see, last year we did 1 convention, this year we did 3, and we did panels, and we did press stuff, and multiple people did interviews with other multiple peoples. If we can do that while just flailing around in circles, not really knowing what we're doing, imagine what we can do next year.
Yeah, and outside of Full Coverage Writers and Inspire the Muse, we've also done a lot with our own local chapter, for lack of a better word, of Full Coverage Writers. And most things went well. We had some seminars, the world building and a few others. And I think we've got some good material and some good people. And we have a good network. It's just a matter of using our network that I think we really need to focus on in 2015.
Wait, you mean we're actually supposed to talk to those people again?
Yes. They can be a valuable resource. And I'm sure most people would be on board with anything that we're doing.
Yeah, that's one thing I have noticed for this year, at least. We've gathered a lot of pretty awesome people around us just from attending conventions and networking and all that. And it's not just one-off people who seem to appreciate the crazy things that we do. We're actually getting people hanging on and coming back and watching our live streams and commenting and talking to us on Facebook and Twitter and saying, oh, hey, I'm going to this convention in 2015. Are you going? And stuff like that.
And real-life ad revenue. Whole dollars occasionally.
Sorry, multitasking. Other people are allowed to jump in when I take a breath. It's allowed.
I wish I had been able to do more, but I need the software.
Yeah, I think 2015 is going to include some hardware and software integration and upgrades and stuff.
Behind the scenes multitasking.
But yeah, there was stuff I thought I could do, and then it was like, I don't have the software to do that. And transferring large video files to Calvin every time so he can edit them is really time-consuming and really heavy workload on him. I wish I could do that. Oh, I don't have the software for it.
So one thing I've been talking about, and we won't get too into it on the air, is I'm trying to come up with a solution for that. I'm going to set up a high capacity sort of a mini virtual server where it's going to be basically like our own personal Dropbox, and it's going to sync between all of our computers using a program called BitSync, I think, or BTSync. Sort of like a peer-to-peer syncing. And I'm going to try to set up some sort of backup system as well. Because, yes, the bandwidth is needed for these large video and audio files to be transferred back and forth. And we don't always get the chance to meet in person since we're a state or two away from each other often. I count Will, you as a whole state away from me since I'm on the other end of Connecticut.
Yeah, there's most of Connecticut between us, so.
Yes.
It's only like a 2.5-hour drive from my end, and you're closer than that.
Yeah, this would only be like a 2-hour drive for me.
Well, let's just say the length of Rhode Island is between us, and that's a state.
Yep.
One that I don't really want to drive through again anytime soon.
Oh man, don't even get me started. Looks like Calvin's going to try to reset his connection.
Ah,
Oh, and Calvin has already heard of BT Sync, and he likes it.
nice.
It says on the chat, so he's on board with that.
Excuse me. So yeah, that was kind of just like I guess it's something that we can work out. Problems I had in this past year, trying to find the way to do all the things that I wanted to do to help with.
I think once we officially form the company proper, we'll be able to, have a process, a grievance process, not something that official, but like, hey, I'm having a lot of trouble with these large files. Is there something we can do about it? Just kind of sucking it up and dealing with it.
Yeah.
Airing out grievances will be something that we should do on a regular basis.
That's going to be fun meetings.
We're all generally mature enough to be able to handle that.
I might need another monitor or two.
I don't mean that kind of grievance. Although 2 monitors does increase my productivity at work by 8%.
Well, you put in the 92% of the cost for the new monitor, and I'll cover the other 8%.
Hey, if it increases the productivity, then that's just going to be more bang for our buck, as far as I'm concerned. If getting Will a second monitor doubles his user capacity, then I'm all in. If the monitor costs $8.
Well, I do know a state park where they had a half dozen monitors from the college just sitting there.
Oh my.
They're probably not all filled with cocaine and used syringes.
Not anymore.
Yeah, those have probably been extracted. So yeah, moving on. Personal-wise, I would say that I've slowly gotten better at balancing work, entrepreneurial stuff, and fun things. I think me cutting off video games during the week is going to pretty much change everything. Because I would get home and I would just be so exhausted that I didn't want to do anything. But now I have to force myself to do something. And whether that's working out and being more healthy so that I'm not so exhausted because I only got 7 hours and 45 minutes of sleep the night before, that seems unreasonable. So hopefully, getting into shape is going to be a huge part of my my resurgence into 2015. So yeah, just being super busy and trying to balance, what's actually important and stop being so lazy about it. I've actually shared with CJ my, daily schedule that you saw up on Trello the other day.
I saw it, and then I immediately started to ignore it.
Good, you should. But basically, I have stuff outlined for Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, Tuesday, Thursdays, weekends, things I do every day, optional things, mandatory things, and I just kind of go through the list every day and try to get as much done as possible. I'm not going to get all of it done all the time, but I can at least get as much done as possible. and cutting out video games is going to be basically a lifesaver in bringing that together.
Until we need you to do Let's Plays and walkthroughs and commentaries on games.
Hey, there's a thing on my list called produce content for Inspire the Muse, and if that's play a video game, but I'm also on camera reviewing it, then so be it. That's part of the job. And maybe it's a game I won't particularly like. I don't know.
I'll make sure it's one that you don't like.
I don't know. Barbie's Dreamhouse Pony Edition.
Sonic Boom.
No. So bad. Really bad.
Sonic 06.
Yeah, and as far as personal stuff is concerned, I don't really want to go into too many details on that for myself because there's a lot. We would be here for another half hour or so. But it can be summarized in Inspire the Muse, which was originally codenamed Terror 2015. Terror 2015 then became my personal methodology for figuring out what the hell I'm going to do in 2015 for myself, which evolved into a lot of stuff that I've been meaning to do or want to do to become more of the person that I want to be. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, even though it terrifies me because some of those things are pretty big and are going to take a lot of time and effort to pull off, at least to the level that I want to pull them off at.
Yes, I too have my own version of Terror 2015, although I annoyingly call it Tranquil 2015 to bother CJ as much as possible. But I have some pretty big things on there as well, like go through all 5 levels of Mandarin and Rosetta Stone and write a book. Those are going to be pretty big chunks, and also getting healthy is going to be a pretty big chunk as well. So, yeah, there's big things ahead, but I have basically what's the equivalent of a, what do you call those boards where you just put stuff on it, like an inspiration board?
Cork board?
No, there's a stupid name for it. Some Oprah
The
thing.
wall?
It's similar to that. I don't remember what it's called. Not important. I basically have the equivalent of that, but it's more of a table than a bunch of clippings from magazines. And I think that's going to help because I have it basically auto-open at work every day, so I'm forced to see it. Like, just, I need people to bug me because if left to my own devices, I can stray pretty quickly. Speaking of which...
See, I feel like mine is just going to be mediocre 2015.
Not if we get you all that software and second screen.
That would be enjoyable, even without the second screen. I just want the software.
And I'm also going to try to see if I can set up a virtual machine of sorts on this thing. Although it's probably going to be really laggy on people's internet connections. But it could be better than nothing. So,
got to start somewhere.
Yep, we'll see how it progresses and, switch to solid-state drives eventually. We just have huge files. I don't see a solid-state in our immediate future.
Well, if you're shelling out for it, then by all means.
No, yeah.
I just want to try and get in shape and finish Roommate and get back into writing consistently and get into more editing and other things, and making next year better than this year, because this year was, I don't want to talk about the personal stuff for me from this year.
I have a feeling that there's going to be like a holistic health program amongst the entire crew for 2015. Not just physical health, but all of the health.
Tai Chi is on my list.
Due to various physical complications, it's going to be mostly yoga for me at the beginning.
Ooh, do hot yoga. Set your thermostat to like 125. And then do yoga while sweating naked onto the mat. That's what I would do.
There's a mental image for all our viewers.
Please don't write crackfic about that.
Crack
Too
fic?
late.
I don't even know what that means.
We explained that to you. It's on recording.
I know fanfic. Crackfic?
I'm pretty sure it's even on, what was that, Monday's episode of NSFWN.
Was I drinking?
Yeah.
Well, then
No,
I
that was fondue night, so
Oh, yes.
we were eating.
If it's the Klopp version of My Little Ponies, I'm not interested.
We mentioned that.
Yep, that was a parallel to help me understand. Crackfic.
Actually, I think that was related to the question you asked me about cowgirls.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That I do remember. That's important.
That was a weird conversation, even for us.
I had to know.
That is an everyday conversation for me.
And it can be anyone's conversation if you listen to that episode.
If you dare.
How do people find that episode, CJ?
InspireTheMuse.Libsyn.com is the full RSS feed, or search for it on iTunes or whatever musical podcast aggregator of choice you happen to use. It's a nice thing about Libsyn, it kind of tosses it out everywhere.
And no paywall?
No, it's free.
Whoa, that's amazing. You guys are getting a great deal.
All right, can people hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I had been chiming in quite a few times, and
Whoops.
I couldn't help but notice that people were talking over me, which led me to believe that I could not be heard.
You were correct on all accounts.
Yes. All right, so where are we right now?
2014 Reflections.
And 2015 to a degree.
Okay. So we're still talking about this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to get too personal.
We all kept it pretty vague.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was trying times for most of us on a personal level. At some
all
point
of
or
us.
another.
Yes.
There were no exceptions.
Mm.
Mm. That's pretty much my year in a nutshell. The only things that have redeemed this year were all the FCW Inspire the Muse stuff that we did this year, and a couple of other opportunities that have come about. Oh, yeah, we talked about it. Okay, was it last week we talked about it?
Yes, I think so.
The Infinity's Light project.
Mm.
That's been a huge boost of confidence for me, and something I really needed to offset everything else that happened around the same time that I jumped on board that that project. So, yeah,
Great.
that's.
Well,
I can't really say much more about that.
Mm.
I don't know if you were here during the one piece that I said is that 2014 wasn't all bad. And it was good to go back and highlight the good stuff that happened and use that going forward to 2015 and push ahead, full steam ahead.
Yeah, 2014 wasn't a complete bust, but it wasn't an easy year.
Mm.
Agreed.
It's the nice thing about having a crew. We can all help each other out in 2015 to make it the year we want and need it to be.
Mm.
Like, what I'm really looking forward to in 2015 is like having all these challenges ahead, because like it's just nice to know like what challenges are going to be ahead, like what roadblocks are going to be in your way. We know that there's going to be roadblocks relating to this venture.
Speaking of roadblocks, hey Richie.
Oh God, what have we done? I'm going on mute and just going off.
I
I'm out.
totally said I should add hot yoga to Infinity's Light earlier, so but for the safety of anyone who might possibly want to continue reading it, I think I'd only do it with the female characters.
Some nice fan service.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you said don't do it, I was like, I have to do it now.
Someone's going to need to give me a list of modern anime that is not filled with fan service.
There's a short list.
Yeah. Someone's just going to have to recommend me something.
Wait.
Kill La Kill or...
Attack on Titan, technically, like, nobody wants to see those naked, skinless Titans running around anyway, so I wouldn't technically call that fan service. I think we're okay on that one.
Okay.
I mean, that immediately eliminated Fairy Tail, because that's like 75% of the show.
Yeah.
Because if I want my pantsu, I have other places I can go to get that. I've got several waifus.
But please continue. It felt like I interrupted just by showing up. So don't let me interrupt.
No, we didn't let you in until we were ready. I made that
okay,
clear.
fine.
Yeah.
I put the kibosh on letting you in too early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Blame Justin.
Okay. Darn you, Justin.
I feel so offended. So, Richie, how was your 2014? We're kind of just deliberating on how crappy it was for us, but we want to do 2015. Great.
About 45 seconds behind, but I was still watching. Let's see. You guys have been pretty vague, so I guess I'll go very vague. I did lots of things. I succeeded in some things, failed at most of them, and I think I'll continue to do the same things next year. Yeah.
Continuing to do things next year. Great.
Yes. I mean, no, there's a lot of things that I had fun. I got to start writing again, which I really liked doing. I very much enjoy the writing. And as far, none of the people who look over it and edit it have told me I'm a crappy writer, so I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, always good. But I mean, there's so much stuff that's involved in the Infinity's Light project and OTP manga in general that I'm kind of wearing a lot of hats in the beginning, and my hope for next year is that we get enough people in and we're making enough income to where I don't have to wear so many hats. I can say, hey, we need this person to do this, so I don't have to do it anymore, and I can free up more time for the other things that I need to do. You know, also, I just don't enjoy stress in particular. Yeah.
Who doesn't love stress, though?
Stress is what drives us to insanity.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I can push through some of the stress, and actually, depending on what area of work I'm doing that's causing me stress, it actually, again, is a boon. Like some of you have said, like I would thrive on it. But there's a difference between being stressed because you're close to a deadline and being stressed because you're overworked because you're doing 7 different things, 4 of which you have no business really doing and you don't know what you're doing. Hey, so I'm trying to avoid those 4, more or less.
It's amazing how stressed out we've been getting on things that don't technically have a deadline. So technically there's no pressure, but you have your own mental deadlines and like, oh God, I really should be doing more on this type of stuff. It's not the same kind of stress that you get at work when there's like a huge deadline and you have to stay up all night.
I love the people who are like, oh yeah, you get to be your own boss. That must be great. I was like, it's the worst thing in the world. I was like, you don't want to be your own boss and be responsible for everything. They're like, dude, I would slack off. And I'm like, that's exactly why you should not be your own boss.
Yeah.
I haven't written anything in this week because Destiny. Damn it. The new DLC for Destiny came out, and I was like, I have it. I'm going to play it. And I've been playing it.
Or shards. I don't have time to write.
It gets worse. It gets worse. I moved the TV and the PS3 into my room now. Like, I kicked the dogs out in favor of gaming. Well, I just kicked them out of my room. They're still in the house. I'm not that mean. God. But I was like, wow, I'll never get any work done now that this is in my room. So I may have to bring it back. I may have to put it back in the living room. I will not state any lofty goals like in 2015. I will do all the things because all the things cannot be done. That's
Says
just,
you.
I don't feel like committing mental suicide like that. So, yeah. I do have the goal to get into better shape, and it's slow, but it's progressing. I have abs again. I mean, I've still got a layer of fat in between my abs and my skin, but I have abs. That worked. Yay. So there's the health goals there. I think we've kind of been eating a bit more healthy. I'm too lazy to do most of the cooking, so that's why I say I think we kind of have. Generally, the majority of my cooking is, hey, there's eggs and bacon. Oh, bacon. Bacon, noun. The reason you are not a vegetarian.
Sounds about right.
My girlfriend looked that up on the internet yesterday, and and apparently that was the definition of bacon. The reason you are not a vegetarian right now. I was like, I find that to be a very accurate definition. You need to put that in Webster's, because it's absolutely true.
Hey, Calvin, is this going to finally be the year I get my damn bacon pecan pie?
If you show up on Friday, then yes.
Yes. I want.
I'll trade you that for my maple moonshine.
Sweet.
I also want.
Bacon and pecan pie.
Yes.
Dare you?
That is
Do
decadence
my
to the
favorite
fifth
things
power.
together and not invite me.
Well, just drive up the 28 hours.
In my imaginary car, yes. I think at this point in time I'd have better luck just building a teleportation device.
We do need one of those.
Or just pull me through the internet, quickly.
Well, before we get derailed from our derailment, we should probably move on to the second talkie point, which is... Hey, that's the wrong tab. Which is... You know what? Let's just meld
Yeah, I don't know if you know
this.
this. We're a professional show. We prepare well in advance, and we do a dry run every other day.
Obviously. I mean, we're up to 72 now. Obviously, we're professionals.
Okay, I happen to know for a fact that that is BS because we're up in like the 160s and it hasn't happened to us yet. So no. Using episode numbers is a lie.
Richie, do you even have a compressor yet? Just the same mic as ours. Well, at least you have a pop filter.
Yeah.
We don't even
Well,
have that.
I do a lot of voiceover. I better. This is my Yeti compressor mic with pop filter and all that jazz. Yeah. I probably need to get a better audio recording program than Audacity, but that's the free one right now.
And
I don't have the
only
money for other things. And sadly, the Pirate Bay went down from a raid. No.
Oh.
Joke around.
As I was saying, I think we're just going to meld the other two talkie points because they're going to kind of blend together anyway, because that's the way we roll. But the other talkie points were just what is 2015 going to be for you, and like how can we make 2015 what we want it to be. And then the other one was how does one be resolute in their endeavors? Because everyone has stupid New Year's resolutions, even if someone starts their New Year's before the new year.
Like, it works.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But yeah, what are people hoping to accomplish in 2015? How are they hoping to accomplish it? And as a crew, how are we going to make that happen? Because I don't want to be here December 20 whatever 2015 and say, well, fuck, we've screwed it all up. This was a horrible idea. What were we thinking?
2016 will be way better.
Stop predicting my 2015 already.
It's my show. I'll do what I want.
You predicted my December 2015.
I plan to record more stuff. Let's plays, playthroughs, first plays. If I can figure out how to do it. Book reviews. I don't think I can use that to record my Shadowplay to record those.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe through some finagling.
We'll
Possibly.
have to experiment.
I could always set it up to just record the entire desktop and then have my webcam software display as my desktop and maybe use that. Maybe. But there's still no editing for me on that end without getting additional software. But book reviews, I don't know, figure audio stuff. And I got a whole bunch of games that I wanted to, that I haven't played, that I'm going to record playing at least part of, just to get like initial reactions of. And I plan to talk about the story related to those games and the plot, because we're all about writing element, and nobody ever talks about that. They always talk about how good the game is to play or how nice the graphics are. Nobody ever talks about the story. And whether the story is good or bad, because sometimes games have really bad stories.
Like some of the light novels with animation on Steam.
Exactly. But at least those have nice fan service.
Fair enough.
When in doubt, fan service.
We could always play Hatchful Boyfriend.
I haven't played that one yet.
That one would be fun to play.
Does it work on a Mac?
I don't know. But if you've never played it before and you don't know what it's about, definitely record your first time playing it when you can.
I've heard enough bits and pieces that I have an idea, but it would still be worth recording the first playthrough.
Oh, yeah.
What is this called again?
Hatchful Boyfriend. Hatoful Boyfriend.
I'll have to purposefully not watch some of my preferred Let's Players do their walkthroughs of that one, because I know they have.
Oh, look at that. It is for the Mac.
Well, there you go.
Crap.
It's just a Japanese dating simulator. Nothing weird or crazy about it. Shifty eyes.
So while they're doing that, I will be. I don't know. I've brought it up before. My whole outline. I have things involving Inspire the Muse. I have things involving my health and fitness. Things involving learning and creativity. My work and my own personal extra projects on the side. As far as being resolute, I think there's 3 steps to being resolute. There's one, constantly reminding yourself of the things that you said you're going to do and putting the pressure on yourself. 2, be extremely flexible, because you can say, for example, for me, just this week, I was like, oh, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's when I do my workouts. And I have a squat rack and a bench at home now, so I can literally just get home from work and go on the squat rack.
You do have a nice setup.
Except
I'll give you that.
Got home 1 minute before the podcast.
Well, do it after the podcast.
It's going to be pretty late, and moving these weights around is really noisy, and I do have downstairs neighbors, so. I try to be somewhat reasonable.
It's not like they were reasonable on Saturday.
Actually, that has now been addressed, and I'll talk about that later.
Fair
Off
enough.
air. But yeah, and then there was a third thing, but I don't actually think I had a third thing. I was hoping that I would have a third thing by the time I got through the first two.
Generally, after work, you're tired. Third thing. Yeah.
Yes. No, I'd say third thing is a variety. Do a variety of things, because you're going to get bored really quickly doing something, and then there's always something else to fall back on. And make sure the thing that you fall back on is not grinding to get a whole bunch of helium for your next piece of armor, Richie.
I don't have to grind. I already have all that stuff.
See? So Richie knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I'm like this close to level 31 already. Don't judge me.
Oh my god, this doesn't even make any sense. You'll be rating in no time.
With the update, the soft cap went up, or the cap for level went up from 30 to 32 now. And you have to get raid gear to 32. And
Yes.
nobody understood a word of what I was saying. Awesome.
I did.
I did, and I don't even play the game.
I do.
I'm just saying that right now I really, really miss the treasure cave. I just really miss it.
I really like how there's a vendor that only shows up once a week.
Yeah, Zer.
Mm-hmm.
He shows
like,
up.
F-
No, he
F
shows
you.
up 2 days of the week. He's there for Friday and Saturday.
Oh, in that case.
You know, like most of Saturday.
So about those resolutions.
Oh, dear Lord. Calvin was next. Yeah.
Was I now?
Sure.
Well, Richie made it so, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I think my only resolution is to make 2015 better than 2014. Like, I really have not, like, planned to made any resolutions besides that. Because I honestly stopped making resolutions long ago. Because resolutions...
Are for suckers.
No, resolutions don't motivate me.
Ah.
They're just empty promises, in my mind. I don't know, I just got tired of making empty promises to myself and decided to like forego resolutions and just made up my mind to just put the best effort I could into whatever I decided to do for any given year, and just I don't know, just push myself further by any means possible.
I think that's how we've all collectively gotten as far as we have.
I've resolved to make no resolutions. Just move forward.
Here, here.
Like I said, 2015, all I ask is for it to be better than 2014.
I think that'll probably happen by default.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yes.
We've already got a good concept. We've already got a good concept for the hoverboard working, so I have hope.
Well, considering that we're already confirmed for our 3 conventions, and I'm trying to press in for a 4th. We're already on good standing. Huh?
You were so ahead of me on that front this year, coming up in 2015.
It's through no
Zero
fault of my
convention.
own. It's mainly because their openings start so absurdly early.
Yeah, that was unreal.
I think we're finalizing confirmation for like 1 convention, but it's mostly because adding OTP manga on top of Fairy Tale Podcast, like Fairy Tale Podcast was, well, I thought it was a lot of work until we started OTP manga, and then I was like, wow, Fairy Tale Podcast is easy.
Hmm.
We got like quadruple the amount of work with OTP manga, and so I'm more or less going, I don't think I should attend these cons because you've got a lot of work to do. It's not, oh, how do I incorporate all these panels and things? It's like, I don't have time for conventions anymore, which is sad. So if we're going to be going to a lot of conventions as press, I think I'm going to find people that I can trust to delegate press to and just be like, this is what I need you to do because this is what I always do. Please do this.
Hmm.
So that's doing that on this other project. And I think everybody that's working on OTP manga understands, especially because like anybody that's been in meetings with us for that understands like it's a rather large scope to it, and there's a lot of work that's going to go into multiple areas, and it's just we're super excited about it, of course, and we look forward to the challenge. So in a way, it's kind of like with cons, I'm like, I can't do this because at this point in time, I've got this big scary monster that is Infinity's Light staring at me, and I'm just standing there with like the wooden sword and shield from the beginning of Ocarina of Time, just yelling, "Bring it!" And yeah,
That's how I
how
feel
this
with
works.
Inspire the Muse sometimes.
Bring it!
I feel pretty confident considering the group of people that I'm working with. We've gotten, mainly because we've needed to, pretty adaptable in all of the various positions we need to be during a convention, be it vendor, artist, press, distractor when someone's about to implode.
Guy that gets sandwiches.
Mm.
Agreed, though. I don't think anything on Infinity's Light or OTP manga would have gotten nearly as far as it already had without the amazing people that I get to work with all over the place. It's just
Now is it's dangerous to go alone. Take friends.
yeah, take friends. But yeah, so rewarding in that to have good people around that you can trust and know will have your back. And if it feels like you're starting to get buried in an avalanche of pressure, they're gonna kind of push everything aside and help you stand up again. I was looking for a better analogy, but I couldn't find one.
No, that pretty much sums up my month.
The sandbox, yay! It's like quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink, and then somebody reaches down with a vine and pulls you out. And then we have fun storming the castle.
Yay.
Sounds like 2014 in a nutshell.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to the movies. I'm looking forward to the movies in 2015, just because I'm sitting here laughing again over the 90s coming back, because last decade it was the 80s, now it's the 90s. We've got a Terminator movie, a Jurassic Park movie, and a Star Wars movie. We're back in the 90s. Also, hey, Avengers! Anytime Marvel's putting out movies, I'm looking forward to that. So. But
I'm pretty excited to be disappointed on all three of those movies.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be as disappointed because at least this time George Lucas isn't directing the movie. So that.
Oh, I meant including Terminator and Jurassic Park.
Oh well. I think
we saw the Terminator trailer, and that's all we needed to say about that.
Yeah. I think the prequels would have been a lot better. I've stated this several times. If George Lucas just did not direct the shit he writes, if it had been somebody else directing, just like it was with Episode 5 and 6, things could have gone a lot better. All right, moving off of that soapbox, my 2015, I'm kind of in the same thing as Calvin. I don't make resolutions anymore because I don't keep them and they don't motivate me. So it's just kind of, I treat it as overchanged, but everything's gonna still keep. I'm gonna still keep going because I've already got the motivation that I need to continue. I don't need to add like a fake motivator on top of it. So it's just going to be that constant daily strive to what do I need to do today? Instead of looking at, hey, I've got this long-term goal, it's more or less what needs to be done today and what stuff do I have for this week, and figuring out how to balance my time between all the different things.
And how much can I delegate to others?
Well, yeah, there's that, but most of the main arguments within my head are just like, it's I need to get this thing done because it's important and we enjoy doing it, and blah 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 blah. And then there's that other part of my brain, but no, want to play games, be lazy, and so that's that argument back and forth. And of course, want to play games and be lazy does not have any rationality behind it, which means most of the time it wins. Because screw logic, yeah. But I mean, I've found slowly over the course of time, up until that DLC dropped, I had a good balance going on, and then Bungie had to release DLC and just ruin everything. Totally gonna blame them, yeah. But no, I've still managed to have lots of meetings done this week. We've had artist meetings where I probably need to have like a day planner because I can't remember things as well as I'd like, as far as like what meetings need to take place when and where. But I mean, everything's kind of progressing, and I wish I could say more, but I can't.
Fair enough.
Continue to fight the fight. That's what 2015's theme needs to be.
2014 felt like the middle of the game boss that we made it through. We didn't have to use any Phoenix Downs. We get to save those a little bit. We did use all of our health potions, and we did use all our special attacks. But
they dropped Assassin's Creed Unity, which made me feel like I needed a pick-me-up as far as the gamer side of things went, because that was disappointing.
I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't really like actively game out of everybody here. I feel left out.
Fixed it.
I got a crap ton of Steam games like in the queue, and I have my Xbox 360, but I just don't have the motivation.
hey, you do the Minecraft thing still.
Yeah, I do Minecraft from time to time.
It's all about finding the right game for you.
It would also probably involve me like pulling my face out of my laptop long enough to actually jump on my desktop and get on a game there. Much better experience on my desktop. But that's just me.
And to our viewers and listeners out there, by all means, post in the comments what your resolutions are. If you have any, do you do resolutions? How are you planning to get through 2015? All that good stuff.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Continue our conversations. We'd like to talk to you peoples. You're entertaining. Let's see. It is time for the highlights reel. We have one thing on the highlights reel, which came across my list of things to peruse this week. And that means we go to the screen share, and then we do the thing with the other thing, and it shows up. The website is called BookBub, which just sounds a bit silly, but it is very interesting. Why is it interesting? Because it is full of ebooks. lots and lots and lots of ebooks, a disconcerting amount of ebooks. And they're all on discount and even free in some regards, or for some. I'm just logged into my account now, so you can kind of see how it's all broken down, but they have it by genre and all that good stuff. You can do your various platform of choice. They have all the main ones available. I just have a Kindle myself, so I can only check out a few things. I know there was a way to do the whole sort by price thing. I should have double-checked that beforehand, because that would have been useful. But as you can see in this case, hey, one of them is free, even. So, I mean, you can click on whatever version they have available, and you can just get it, because it's free, which is nice. Yes, it means that you need to read an ebook version of a book, but most people nowadays are at least tolerant enough of that, or some even prefer that, to each their own. I still prefer the physical version when possible. But this is a nice way to check out a lot of various books and save some money while you're doing it. And it tells you how long the discount goes for. So if you don't have the money at the moment, you can see how long it takes before you might need to pay for it. I think this one is just, this list is everything at the moment, all the latest deals, but what do they have for horror? First one is free, right there. You could save yourself $5. Well, $4.99, but $5. Books 1, 2, and 3. It's a trilogy. You could get a trilogy for free.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, look, I click the link. It says free right there.
Today. What is the sense of which you speak? Can it be eaten?
That would be nice, as long as it tastes good.
Again, I'm gonna eat so much sense.
I have a feeling I'm
Hold
going to
on, hold on. Stop the presses.
Yeah?
Scroll down. No, up. Sorry, the other one.
I love that. Stop the press to scroll down.
Okay, you got. Yes, there.
Okay.
314. It's a number that haunts me all the time, everywhere, and not just in the form of pi, although that comes up a lot, but like driving to work and following a guy with 314 on a license plate. Or the best occasion is back in, and this is my whole life it's been following me, so there's some confirmation bias involved, I'm sure. But I took a book from the library when I was in high school, and the last person who took that book out of the library was from like 1978, and his library number was 314. And I basically photocopied the back of the book that had his number on it. So what I'm saying is that if this website is haunting me, then it's probably a good deal, and you should all be involved. And it's a free one, the 314, which makes this.
It may be a sign that you, Justin, need to read that book.
Yeah, and it's also a horror story, so there you go.
Oh no.
It's perfect.
And I didn't specify, but this service, this website, is free to sign up. All you do is just toss in your email address, put in a password of your own choice, and you have an account. So.
Nice.
And I've already used this to get a couple book sets to toss on my Kindle, so I can speak to the fact that it does work. So it's definitely worth checking out. And the link is in our show notes, of course, if you didn't catch the URL, which is just bookbub.com.
And Justin, since you mentioned pi, I remembered something that I was looking up as Christmas gifts for nerdy Christmas presents. If you click that link, I think you will find it amusing. It doesn't have the number, so you're safe.
Nice.
Huh. I like it.
All right, moving on. It's time for the productivity segment. Yay.
Everyone's favorite.
Ooh.
Woot.
Wait, hold on. We have to be productive?
It helps.
Over the course of a week, anyway. This is more of just a summary of how things went.
We have to be productive? I'm leaving.
Let's see. As I do, I kick off this segment for myself. It was a week. I was productive, to be fair, but I mean, the main thing that I did was I was there for various emotionally drained friends this week, which in turn drained me. So that is a high and a low. But for the moment, things have stabilized, which I'm thankful for.
Good.
And we also had a productivity day over the weekend and got a crap load of low priority, but stuff that's just been sitting around for months type of stuff done. So I'm glad for that. And I'm slowly sorting out my new routine for Terror 2015, which is becoming a little frustrating because it's hard to cram all of that stuff in, even across weeks and months and a year. But at least I'm trying to figure it out, little by little. I still count it as productive. And how did Will's week go?
Let's see. I finally, as I said, finished the Not Suitable for a Ninja podcast in time for it to be released on Monday. There were some distractions late last week that prevented me from finishing it when I wanted to, but it got finished on time. So,
Yay.
yay. I also got a good chunk of the rough draft of the next chapter of Roommate done. Trying to finish as much of that, the rough draft, as early as possible because I foresee this being a bit of a longer chapter. And I want to have enough time to write it all without feeling rushed and then have it all ready to go by the end of the month without it getting rushed or stuff getting left out again. That would be sad. But unfortunately, it's not as far as I'd like it to have been. I didn't do much else this week either. Although I did post on Tumblr, I said one of the things I want to do next year is finish a whole bunch of games I started this past year and years before that have just been sitting around waiting for me to finish them. And I'm finally going to finish these games. One of them was to finish all of the introductory origin stories from Dragon Age Origins, and I knocked that out of my list. So, yay! That's done. But that's pretty much it for me.
And how about Justin?
Well, as previously alluded to, Steve and I had a productivity day where we didn't get as much physically done as we probably were planning on, but we did have a lot of internal discussion about systems that we want to put in place, and we did put a system in place right then and there of how to collect networking information and people and putting in business cards and cataloging it all. So we've got a system in place for that, which is nice.
I gave you like half of my physical pile of papers. I call that productive.
Yeah.
Because now it's not on my desk.
Right. It's now in the garbage over here, actually. But it's been digitized, to be fair. And there's another thing that we did, but I don't remember. Well, we've got a whole bunch of systems going forward, and that's exciting. So that's a high. I actually started my Tranquil 2015, which is another high. Again, this is sort of my new year starts December 1st. I just made that proclamation all of a sudden and started prepping. And I'm still transitioning. I didn't do everything that I was supposed to have done on the allotted day, but I know what systems I need to put in place to get those things done, and I've made a lot of progress. For example, had to reinstall some software to go do certain things, and basically spent all last night doing that. And now it's all done, so that's exciting.
Hooray!
And the reason why I was 1 or 2 minutes late is just when work started getting nice and relaxed again. I got put onto a project that was supposed to be really easy, but the scope of that project has spun wildly out of control in the last 8 hours, and it looks like I'm going to be doing a lot of training for it, which means I have to drive an hour and a half up to a different part of the state every day for work to do this training.
Fun.
I love driving every day an hour and a half commute one way.
During the holiday season.
Yeah, what could go wrong? Oh, and I have to drive near an airport. So, people never travel during the holidays. So, I'm sure it'll be fine just driving down that road where the airport is. So, yeah, that's my low, but I'm still keeping it together at work. I basically talk to everyone at work. I'm getting pretty good at networking and balancing that out. I'm planning on bringing my laptop to the training session so I can do other stuff while I'm sitting around waiting for other people to get something done so I can do my part. It's been a whole lot of waiting around and getting paid for it, but still waiting around, and it's been soul-sucking.
That feel, sir. I know that feel.
And how about Calvin?
All right, so as Richie will attest, I began work on the first official song for Infinity's Light, which has been pretty exciting. And Richie, I did see your response on Skype. Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been pretty exciting. That's a definite high. Another high is my replacement phone came in.
Yay.
Nice.
AKA unexpected upgrade. I'm excited. My low for the week, I still haven't gotten to some of the required readings that I've been meaning to get to, but they're still sitting on my still sitting on top of one of the many Google Chrome tabs I have open. Again, as Richie will attest. I did start thumbing through some of it, though. I'm hoping to get through it, if possible, before the weekend is out.
Well, depending on how this weekend goes, you may have time. I only got one other person confirmed for sophisticated TGIF.
Okay. We may have one more person.
Nice. I have more people who said they can't make it than people who can. Because that is life.
Well, with less people, there's a few places we can run around to that'll be easier to squeeze in with smaller crowd, because of smaller crowds. So.
Oh my! What kind of night did you have in mind?
Oh no, nothing crazy, but that's at least one or two nice places that we can go eat.
Yay.
We'll talk more about that off the podcast.
Fair enough. And how about the special guest of specialness?
I'm Bethel. As much as I joked about Destiny taking up the majority of my time, we actually managed to get quite a bit of work done. As Calvin can attest, we had several meetings with our artist, and we've gotten some amazing concept work done for our characters. We're actually, as of this week, finalizing the full concept art for 2 of the characters. We've got our mascot character done. The gaming stuff kind of only takes place like really late at night, like in the late hours, which is usually when I do my writing. So that's kind of the thing that's been bumping off. But I do have stuff written up. It's just I generally will reread an entire chapter and fix like tiny mistakes that I catch. Of course, I don't catch them all, obviously.
That's what I'm for.
Mm-hmm. Because you're the Pokemon master, you catch them all.
Yay.
Uh, but what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll start rereading it, and that will help refresh me on where I was going with it, so that when I start typing again, I know where I want to go. Usually, the hardest thing for me with writing is just starting writing. Once I've started, I kind of get into like this groove. Um, I wouldn't say it's necessarily tunnel vision, because I do a lot of different things, especially like if I'm researching something. I'll have, usually when I'm writing, I'll have like 5 different tabs open to try and uh, for different ideas that I had. I'll be researching different ideas and stuff at the same time that I'm writing, because I want to keep uh, first and foremost things a little bit more consistent with where we're trying to go, and then I need to make sure that I'm saying the names of the characters correct, so I have to have the character sheet up as a tab always, and then just ideas for inspiration for different ideas and things like that. But generally with writing, I'll be getting more involved next week. It's this podcast for the year, and I've been focusing more on that and trying to get our interview, which was supposed to be tonight, but we had to reschedule for tomorrow. The post on Twitter that I made was possibly my favorite post about it. I go, due to reasons, and then I put in parentheses. I was like, basically, Urza and Natsu broke another city.
I'll get the apology letters.
Well, I said basically Urza and Natsu broke another city, so we're busy cleaning it up.
At least it wasn't Guild Arts this time.
This time the Magic Council made us stay to do cleanup. That's totally what happened. But no, our interview got moved to tomorrow evening, so kind of dealing with a little bit of that. And so next week I'll be moving back to the writing set, because I think the problem was because we pushed everything back by a month, because it took so long to find an artist that could stay with us for a while. We had to push our deadline back by a month, and I realized that I had this whole other month to continue on with writing and everything, and I was like, oh my god, suddenly I have breathing room. So it was like, I can take a break, and that was a bad idea. I shouldn't have taken a break. I should have just kind of kept consistently going. But when you realize that your deadline has been pushed back and you have a bit more time, you start to get a little more relaxed, and that was my problem. Actually, I love actually coming on here, because I get to be a bit more serious than I am on the other show. I'm a little too silly on that one, so I can actually legit talk about stuff, and then be like, as I rewatch or listen to it again, I go, God, I'm such a failure. That usually gives me the right amount of depression I require to actually get things done. Depression is my motivator. But yeah, there's just been a lot to work on. As Calvin said before, we've started working on the soundtrack. We've started working on we've finished 2 of the character art images, and it's just it's really coming together. And I think once we get, because we've got another one that we're finalizing this week, and I've been waiting a little bit on that, because now I actually have something I can picture the main characters clearer in my imagination, because we have art for those characters, and that's always another I want to say inspiration, but that's not quite the word I think I'm looking for. But it's always something that really boosts my confidence, trying to make those characters a lot easier. Like, I could imagine the personalities. That's something that we had from the get-go, but actually being able to physically see the characters come to life is just making this a lot of fun. And yeah, so yeah. I just know that January is going to be rough for me because there's going to be so much that I've got to work on just to get ready for February, which is where we had to push our campaign back to. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Time for the inspiration, creativity, expression segment until Justin
didn't
finally
delete
renames
that
this
section.
thing.
Whoops. That was a joke segment. It wasn't supposed to be real.
And yet you never deleted it.
Yeah. It gives us something to talk about every week.
Well, at least this one isn't on me.
Get mushy for a second. You guys are my inspiration.
No,
Oh,
I
God.
already did something
That's
like that
horrible.
last week.
Don't do that. Yeah, I have 2 inspirations this week because Justin didn't actually set a limit on the inspirations. He just said at least 1.
Correct.
See, that was one of your various mistakes.
Or maybe it was maybe.
The main one is on Thursday, before things started imploding, I actually went through my probably 20 pounds worth of paper from all of my various writings and unearthed, come on, center, that,
Whoa.
which is all of the notes,
Ooh.
drafts, versions, character sheets, everything from Slash and Burn versus the World, which is one of my Terror 2015 endeavors, to finally finish this damn thing.
Do
And,
those notes go back to the initial idea from all those years ago?
This stack has the handwritten piece of paper of the writing prompt that instigated that entire multiverse and everything from then on.
Oh man.
Yes. As Calvin has seen all of these iterations, he knows the significance of this.
Yes.
But yeah, that was my main inspiration. And then quickly shifting over to the tab and doing the screen share quickly so we don't have silence that Richie will eventually edit. I have an image inspiration because Chinese food is what my budget is lately for lunch. And I got this fortune yesterday, I guess it would be now, because time. One dreamed of becoming somebody. Another remained awake and became. So stop daydreaming and do your shit already.
I think that's the direct translation. As the expert in Mandarin, I'm pretty sure that's how the phrase goes.
But yeah, that one kind of holds true to why a lot of this stuff actually gets done. Rather than just talking about it or wishing it gets done, I actually try to do it. Or I just delegate it to someone who will do it.
We saw you post that, I think, a couple of days ago on Facebook, and Caitlin and I were talking about that, and we were like, that's actually a really good motivator.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than the other rubbish fortune I got that week. That one was just stupid.
And then I ruined it by realizing it was like a fortune cookie, and that I had to end that sentence with "in bed," and it was just, that was the end of it. Yep.
Even worse, a few years ago. Oh God, actually, like 5 years ago now. Man, time goes fast. I was at a dinner with a whole bunch of people, and after the Chinese food dinner, I stood up and made the proclamation. Whatever this fortune cookie says is going to define me as a person. It's going to tell everyone what I'm about, and it's going to tell me what I need to do for my future. This is basically the epitome of my life right here.
That is too big of a setup for life not to make a joke.
Yeah. So I opened the fortune cookie, completely blank.
Can I get another fortune cookie, please?
So I don't know if that means that I have infinite number of choices and I can make life what it is, or if my life is literally so worthless that they couldn't bother giving me a fortune.
Go with the first one. Go with the first one.
Surely your life is simply a blank slate.
Right, of course.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Yeah, your blank canvas, you can become anything you want to be.
Did you turn the fortune over to see if there was anything on the other side?
Yes, it was also blank.
I I always make the joke, like when they put like the numbers and stuff on the back, I always read the numbers first. My fortune is 9, 36, 15.
And just for reference, the rubbish fortune that I had along with that meal was this one, which, if you add in bed, is so much worse. It's nice to be remembered, but it's far cheaper to be forgotten in bed.
Basically, what it's trying to say is stop whoring yourself out, man. But Justin, apparently what it's saying is it's not too late to become an astronaut, buddy. You can live a dream.
I am a rocket engineer, so
There you go.
it wouldn't be that much of a leap to get into the actual rocket that I designed. Oh, what's this like human-shaped cavity you've designed into the shell of this rocket? Oh, I don't know. Just some light weighting. It's fine. It won't blow up on launch.
Why does it seem to be designed in the fetal position? You watch your mouth.
You asked too many questions, sir. Will, I heard you like sweaters.
Yeah.
Yes, moving on in the
Oh, yeah.
inspiration segment.
Yeah, I put down I was motivated by sweaters. Anyone who's been paying attention to recent art memes in certain fandoms will know exactly what I'm talking about, and everyone else will be highly confused or just think it has something to do with the season.
I am
But,
intrigued.
There's been an art meme going around. I don't know how far around it's reaching. It's definitely in the furry community. I've seen it in some anime stuff too. It is sometimes referred to as the keyhole sweater meme, and sometimes referred to as the boob window sweater meme. And
I know what that.
it's basically people drawing their characters wearing a sweater that has a cutout in the chest, so that it's open to show off the chest and cleavage, and however much more or less the artist designs. But seeing it inspired me as like, some of my characters would wear that. I'd want to see them in it, and I can't draw, and I should draw. And I want to get back into drawing again, too, because I used to draw and do art a lot, and then I give it up after high school. So,
Your first task will be to draw a cowgirl wearing a keyhole sweater.
I'm pretty sure it's already been done.
All
I
you
think
just-
I've even already seen it.
I think even I've seen it.
I think by definition, all sweaters that cowgirls wear have to be that.
Wholly defeats the whole purpose of a sweater, but whatever.
That was an argument I got from one of my characters when I said she should wear it. Her reply was, "That looks drafty, and it's cold."
On that note, Justin, try and beat that.
Cooking! For the first time in a while, because we've been so busy, my wife and I have been basically eating out every single meal without fail. I finally cooked again for the first time in a very long time. I took some fish that I had caught back in the fall and did a flour and egg wash and a panko breadcrumb coating and did a light fry in some olive oil, and it came out really well.
Nice.
And then I made some asparagus with some garlic and some butter, and it came out really well.
Ew.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I really like cooking, and I'm actually pretty damn good at it. I should do this more often. So now my current inspiration is cooking, and I got to try to find a couple different soup recipes for the winter that we want to make in bulk. And so, yeah, that's currently what I've been toying with.
I have a recipe book for that.
I do have a recipe book. It's a very small, like, index card, Rolodex style.
Well, I have like a family recipe book for when we had the pastry shop, but they also have all sorts of recipes for soups and stocks and all that.
Ooh, I need a stock and sauce book.
I got that.
That I definitely need, because I don't know
Harmony.
how to make sauces or stocks for crab.
So if you're
Most of my
looking for
cooking
Christmas
involves-
gifts,
Yep. Most of my
if
cooking
anyone's looking
involves
for Christmas presents for Justin, there you go.
most of my cooking involves throwing a bunch of random stuff together until it tastes good, and that's a very iterative process.
That's not a kitchen, that's a chemistry lab.
I do have a molecular gastronomy kit, so that's appropriate. Is this something you can even eat? Well, technically, it's mostly agar-agar and some water.
Before you get us into trouble,
Hmm?
how about Calvin?
So my inspiration for this week, not to make things like incredibly sappy, my family. Um, my family's been through a lot the last 4 months, and it's been really nice having them to lean on through everything that's been going on. It was especially nice seeing my dad's side of the family get together and put such a united front this past weekend. I had written on Skype to everybody. The best way to describe my dad's side of the family is a wait. How did I describe that? A clusterfuck of dysfunction. There we go. And anybody on that side of the family would no doubt agree with me. But it was incredibly nice, not only just to see everybody, but seeing everybody leaning on each other at such a difficult time, and it really meant a lot to me. It was very uplifting, especially this past weekend. So
Hmm.
they are my inspiration for this year. It's the best way I could put it. They between all of them and you guys are really the only reason I've been able to make it through this year.
Two different kinds of family.
Hmm.
Yep. So I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. No, that was supposed to be a touching moment.
So that's what inspired me this week.
And perchance has anything inspired Rishi this week that he'd like to comment on?
Oh hell no! You
That's
expect
not
me to follow
Destiny
that?
related?
You expect? Okay, Bungie was my inspiration for procrastination. Jesus. No. Getting all serious again. Our artist, my biggest inspiration this week. Every time we get together, because how the process works right now is we get together on Skype and she screen shares and she draws these characters out live, and we make like little comments or corrections and stuff while she's drawing them live, and we can go through and work on all of that, and because it's all digital, it's much easier to make these little corrections and stuff instantaneously. So it's been insanely productive as opposed to how it had been before, which was they would draw something up and send it to us, and then we'd have to type up like what we thought or whatever, and then they'd send us another. So this was like a way where we could all get together, and it definitely fueled a lot of creativity, and it even made it where things that we thought were what we wanted about those characters, like she would draw them out a little bit differently, and we'd be like, okay, let's play with this a little more. So it gave us a chance to play around creatively, and and it came out as something amazing, as again Calvin can attest to because he was there for one of these.
Yes.
Of course, just like this show, we get sidetracked.
No, never.
Doing that, and it doesn't help. It also does not help that our artist contributes to our shenanigans as well.
Yes.
So
And draw.
sometimes there may be some random stuff on the side that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Hashtag big boobers.
You got
But,
to it before me. Damn it! I was gonna do the hashtag too. Wow.
Nothing weirder than the person that comes in the middle of it and goes, "Why is there a Game Boy with breasts?" Like an old school Game Boy, like early '90s Game Boy. It just because random. We'll say one thing, she'll draw it. It'll throw everybody off, of course, and it's great. We love that. But that's what makes this a lot of fun, is because she is one of us. It's like she got.
She really is. It's fantastic.
hmm But no, I mean, she is amazingly talented, and the fact that she's able to draw these characters as amazingly as she can in the short amount of time that she does them is just, it's mind-blowing to me. So she has been my inspiration this week. Yeah.
To each is to Anna.
That seems so lame in comparison to everything that Calvin said right before. I was like, how do I follow that? And then I just realized I can't. Screw it. Just, yeah. So I'm sorry it's lame, guys. Jeez.
We'll give you a break this time. Speaking of a break, let's move to the next segment.
I call them liners because they're all mine. I just looked at them.
Yes, it's time for the Muse Food segment. Each week we provide various creative prompts. Oh God, let's not share that thing.
Oh my.
I didn't realize that it would also pop up the option to screen share the Skype chat. Like,
Oh.
no, let's not share that. Spoilers. But each week we provide various creative prompts, from one-liners to one-worders to a combination of Rory's story cubes, along with musical and artistic prompts. And seeing as there are 5 people on tonight, everyone gets a segment whether they like it or not.
Ah, crap.
And Justin already called the one-liners, so it's every man for themselves. Call it as you want it.
I'll do the story cubes.
Oh,
I'll take the music. So,
I'll take the art.
yay. All right, everyone, have at it.
All right, your one-line writing prompts for today, and after looking over this list, I realized that these are all my submissions. So keep that in mind while I read them all off, because they are very relevant to things that have gone on in my life recently.
Oh my.
I don't need quality training. Everything I do already is high quality. Why am I not surprised that you named your first son after Alexander the Great? I hope you don't mind that I listed your name under adequately qualified personnel. I don't recommend trying to carry all 300 pounds of weight plates up the stairs at once. I was only gone for 3 days, and now everything is on fire. I think I drank 1 too many energy drinks this morning.
Good times.
That's
Uh,
10.
Energy drink.
Yeah, I ran out of space because Justin writes long sentences.
I'm sorry. I'm creative. All of
Be
these are
creative
basically
more efficiently next time.
they're all 2 sentences with like a comma or some other punctuation in between.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would just have fun saying these as like voiceover training.
I said some of these actually out loud.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
I could see Natsu saying a lot of these.
I don't need quality training. Everything I do is already high quality. Why am I not surprised you named your first son after Alexander the Great? Just these are great because they have so many different beats to them. I love it.
Yeah.
Also, I just feel like I want to say the last one kind of drunk.
That'd be funny.
I got drank one too many energy drinks this morning. Yeah, that was totally energy drinks.
I have a feeling the second to last one would have been Makarov to Natsu. I mean, I was only gone for 3 days, and now everything
I was only
is on
gone
fire.
Yeah, that's. Great, did it! Okay.
Moving on to
do
the
you want me to
one-worders.
move on to the one-word writing prompts?
Yeah.
Okay. So your one-word writing prompts for this week are tracks, wall, pink, young, joke, experiences, analytics, queen, whimsy, and rules. Okay.
All right. It's time for the interpretation of Rory's story cues. They are as follows. A very thick hardcover book. A walking stick. A ball falling narrowly missing somebody's head. A baseball bouncing. A series of gears. We have somebody either about to hit or just hit a ball with a baseball bat. We have 2 tied eighth notes. We have an elephant. And we have an old school alarm clock waking somebody up. And there you have it.
Why is the alarm
Is
clock
it
floating?
wrong that the first thing that happened when I saw the cane was I immediately thought somebody should be writing something about a caning? That's where my mind went.
To answer your question, yes, that is wrong.
Okay, yeah, okay.
All right, going to the second page then. Your musical prompt for this week are just 5 quarter notes because
Oh
we're
God,
taking it
not
easy.
another pun.
Well, submit more options then.
I don't know music.
Well, too bad. We're burning through what we got. The musical prompt for this week is quarter note B, quarter note A, quarter note D, quarter note G, quarter note E, because that is the submission we got.
It seems like you're subliminally telling me that I need to head to Viridian City.
Maybe.
All right. So our artistic prompt for this week is searching shadows. Make of that as you will.
Spooky.
I'm already writing about a ninja. Done!
For some reason, the Dashta Narada come to mind.
Yes!
But yes, those are your creative prompts for this week. As always, if you create anything from these, we would like to read, see, or listen to it. Send us a copy or the URL where we can check it out via our email address, which is wordninja@fcwriters.com, conveniently located at the bottom of each PDF as reference. And then off of screen share. And if you check the show notes for this week's episode, you will see we have updated the events section a little bit because we're slowly figuring out what's going to be happening next year. So keep an eye on that. Chances are by next episode, which will be in 2015, we should have a good idea of just which ones we're going to be vendoring at, and then Any other ones, chances are it's just going to be as press, if anything, because reasons like money and travel. But if you want us to show up to any events, preferably make it in New England because we drive. Considering my luck with airfare, no. Just no. So
You must
yeah,
be at MomoCon.
MomoCon 2015 only if you're paying my gas. Yeah.
There's your gas. So basically that month it just means I do the editing for free.
Hmm.
Kidding, and I was joking. No! I
And the
immediately
wheels are
retracted my
turning.
words. I'm backwards!
Yeah, we got all sorts of fun things in the works for 2015. Once we get anything confirmed, we'll toss it up in the events section accordingly, so keep an eye out on that. As always, if you're watching us, you found us on YouTube, most likely, or you're on our actual website, fcwriters.com, and watching it in an embedded player there. Good for you if you're doing that. If you want to talk to us, you can track us down on social media via Twitter, which is at FCWordNinja, and we have our new hashtag, which is #WordNinjas, plural, with an S. We're having fun with that lately. We are also on Tumblr, fcwordninja.tumblr.com, Facebook, facebook.com/fullcoveragewriters, because we need to be different somewhere, just to confuse you. And if you're watching this live or within close proximity to when it is recorded, it is still the holiday season. Go to our Etsy store. Check out all of the shiny baubles that Ed is maintaining. It's etsy.com/shop/fullcoveragewriters. We have all of our buttons, magnets, bookmarks, booklets. Well, booklet. I don't think we have 2 on there yet. We have our Word Ninja Writers block plushie with all sorts of customization options. Purchase one of your very own. They're nice and squishy, and you can throw it at people.
That's reason enough.
Well, you can, and I have. Although I still need to get one that has a little squeaker in it, or preferably one of those little things that you shake and it goes moo. Although I'm just not allowed to bring it to any of our events or anything because Ed says so.
Melon cow.
Melon Cow is on my shelf. He's just chilling out next to the cuttlefish. As I mentioned, our main website, fcwriters.com, has the full archive of all, well, 70 episodes technically. One got eaten by Google, and another is in audio format only, which Richie has been kind enough to edit for us.
Thank you, Richie.
Yes.
You're welcome. It's not that horrible of a process. I just cut out a lot of dead air. A lot
And
of it.
people.
And-
That
and-
episode.
I cut that word out a lot.
Yeah.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. We're slowly working on getting all of the video episodes in audio format tossed up onto Libsyn, so you can check it out that way if you prefer that format. We still have about 4 or 5 more that we're getting up before the end of this year, so subscribe to that RSS feed however you prefer, whatever method
I
you
do.
utilize. You were saying?
iTunes.
Yes, it is on iTunes. Search for Inspire the Muse, because it's kind of a master feed. It has the Word Ninjas live show and all of the Not Suitable for Word Ninjas podcast episodes, all 20 for this year. That's all the stuff that didn't make it into this type of show. So you can only imagine.
The horror.
Yeah.
The horror.
I think Will knows
The
all.
fondue.
Yes, the final episode includes fondue and various crazy shenanigan talk.
and Calvin going, I'm going to take it light this lunch, and then eating an entire pizza by himself.
Oh wait, that's it. Oh, that one's in there too.
That was hilarious.
I think Caitlin has described it best. I am neither a carnivore nor a herbivore, nor am I an omnivore. I am a pizzavore.
I was a total pizzavore that day.
Even I couldn't finish mine, and I was starving.
Those were
It's
damn
the
good-looking
entire-
pizzas, though.
I'm just saying, pizza is awesome because it's the entire food pyramid. I know they don't use it anymore, but it is the entire food pyramid.
Even
And-
in shape.
And a whole pizza fits onto the food plate now. As long as you put a glass of milk next
Yes,
to
it is. Cheese is still dairy.
That's true.
Tomato's still a vegetable.
No, tomatoes is a fruit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, tomato comes fruit, and then put
Not in
vegetable
school
on it and
systems,
meat
it's
on it.
not.
There you go. I learned that my general education was not that
Reliable.
yeah, that word, yes. Professional. Yeah. I learned this very, very early on while I was still in public education. And then I was like, yeah, I'm not listening to my teachers anymore. Somehow they took exception to this. I don't know why. Okay, I had a challenge for each of you, and it's
Oh,
all
dear.
the same challenge. This would be a fun, enjoyable challenge, because this was something that we ended up participating in on Twitter a little while ago. It's basically, unfortunately, I can't give you 140 characters because that would take too long. But explain an anime plot badly in 10 words or less.
Mm.
Just do a real bad explanation of an anime plot in 10 words or less.
The entire cast, except the main character, don't do the thing.
But you also have to say what anime it is.
Oh, we
I'll-
gotta specify?
I want to see if you guys get this one. Broke guys in space look for cash.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
That one was obvious. I had no idea where Charles was going for it.
I didn't realize you were specifying something.
I was like, that's every anime I've ever seen. Like, don't do the thing. I won't.
Girl on Vespa hits robot with guitar.
Goody goody.
Yep.
Wolves die, viewers cry.
God damn it. We're not even going to talk about that one.
Wolves, so good.
Pinocchio owns a pirate ship now.
Yay,
It
Usopp.
bothers me that I know what you're talking about and I've missed that. I need to.
I mean, ours for Fairy Tale was pink-haired boy with daddy issues kidnaps blonde girl to join his gang as they blow up cities. I know that's more than 10 words, but it fit in the 140 characters thing on Twitter.
Nice.
Emo kid needs to get in the robot.
Gurren Lagann?
Steven
Yeah.
Gallion.
Oh.
Though I guess it works for Gurren Lagann too.
It does.
I haven't watched Evangelion, so.
A boy goes on an adventure to find his father, but collects a harem of dads on the way. Hunter, Hunter.
Robots with souls run into many problems.
Crybaby boy won't get in the GD robot. That's Evangelion.
How about
And everyone claps.
Oh shit! Hold on. if you want to try a current anime, a group of people die. A Kame ga Kill.
Ah,
Like, holy crap, that's mean.
Spirit Gun solves everything.
Yeah. Overpowered monkey man dies repeatedly and doesn't take care of his son. Oh my god, yes. This is the entire explanation of Attack on Titan. What's in the basement?
God damn it.
I got one.
Vampire has a girl with big guns fetish.
Yes.
Need boobs? Just add water.
Orphan delinquent child with yellow hair and anger issues becomes leader of his village. Naruto.
Oh.
I was gonna say add a monkey tail and it'd be a different one.
Big people trying to eat small people. And same anime, The Walking Dead gets animated in Japan.
Giant robots fight in city and apparently have orgasms? Any guesses?
Oh my god, yes. I have no guesses on what you said, but the thing
I
that I
got
just
nothing.
read is hilarious.
The big O.
A bunch of
Oh God.
a bunch of rich kids blackmail a girl into pretending to be a man. Or in High School Host Club.
Hug your friends, turn them into animals.
Fan service everywhere.
Every anime ever.
Kill la Kill. Let's see. Furries and furry lovers go on great adventures, killing and haters. Also, aka Inuyasha. That was. I didn't type these.
Mystery Adventures with Fallen God and Pink Sperm Ghost.
Doesn't follow the manga at all.
A lot of animes.
Where's the ending?
Just a couple of assassins getting assassinated. Oh my god, yes! Just for No Game No Life. Playing card games has never been so risky.
It's a good thing Ed isn't here, but resurrecting our mother, what could go wrong?
Oh.
I'm not okay with this.
Oh my god, plot of Kill la Kill totally explained. Two terrible parents use their children to wage war.
Man, Richie, I thought you would get mine.
What was it again?
Detective Loki Ragnarok. Come on, Pink Sperm Ghost should have been the dead giveaway.
I'm sorry.
Voice actors make up the script as they go along.
Oh,
Shin
Ghost
Chan.
stories.
Ghost stories.
But Shin Chan was like that too.
Hmm.
It's because nothing would translate over well in Japanese. You wouldn't understand half of it because it's all freaking pun-based humor. Or you'd actually have to know all about what's currently going on in Japan to understand that. It's about a Japanese high school kid who likes to finger bang.
Oh my.
And on
Yu
that
Yu
note,
Yu Hakusho.
Oh, god damn it.
Aliens that dye their hair blonde when they get angry.
Defeats his enemies with a well-polished finger.
right, and last one. I love this one. All this fuss over slightly evil wish-granting kitchenware. Fate Zero.
Ah,
The Holy Grail.
I noticed nobody got my first one, or nobody outwardly gave an answer.
which one was
Oh.
that?
Need boobs? Just add water.
Oh, that was Ranma. I
Yes.
did get it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that
Yeah.
My only other one that I had was
And the reverse.
wise.
And the reverse.
Go ahead.
The reverse could be want to make children? Add warm water.
Yep.
My only other one was the wise wolf wants an apple.
Okay, Daryl Green has the best comment I've seen yet. Why do I return to Pink Sperm Ghost?
Because it's a fairy tale full coverage writers crossover. What do you expect?
And Mexico says, "How is that describing Fooly Cooly badly? That sounds awesome." Good times, good times. I have read our conversation in English.
Oh, Peter had one on our Word Ninjas hashtag on Twitter. Flip a coin, knock down the building.
Hmm. No clue.
Hey, got me on that one.
Flip a coin, knock down a building?
Yeah, flip a coin, knock down the building.
Is that Railgun?
Oh yeah, it would be. That would make sense.
The only thing I could think of is Railgun.
Yeah.
Gaming has never been so intense. Sword Art Online.
All right. Seeing as we've already gone past the 2-hour mark, I think it's
Sorry.
about time that we do our attribution section and wrap things up for the year, at least in regards to our live show. As always, you can track me down on my personal Tumblr. That's probably where I'm most active lately. It's fancypantswolf.tumblr.com. Theoretically, you can see me on the Fairy Tale Podcast as Makarov on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, if I ever frickin' make it on again. I think I'm...
But your excuses are the best. I still say, okay, I'm gonna have to censor part of this, but flying frack weasels is my favorite expression you've ever typed.
We don't really censor ourselves very much on here, so you're welcome to say the full thing.
Okay, you just like flying fuck weasels, like in all caps, and I'm just like, that's the best I've ever read. Like, it sucks that you're not on the show, but we all look forward to what response you're gonna have when you aren't able to get on the show, because what you type.
You just see the highlights. This crew gets to see the full rants in our Skype chats.
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, dude, even Jalal was on Monday.
Damn it.
And you're gonna miss our final show tomorrow. How sad.
I could have made it tonight, but I already have plans for tomorrow.
Well, I didn't know it happened in such short notice. But yeah,
It is what it
that
is.
happened. Things happened.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the places you can track me down if you want to talk to me directly for whatever reason. Don't know why you would. If you're brave or crazy or whatever. How about Will? Where can people find you?
Normally you can find me on my Tumblr page at darkhom.tumblr.com. It's spelled DARKHOM.tumblr.com. I do post some not safe work stuff, but it's all tagged as such, so filters should block those out. If you're looking for stuff about Roommate, you can check out my roommatesastripper.tumblr.com. I post all the chapters, art, behind-the-scenes stuff and various other little fiddly bits there as well.
And Justin.
Well, you can find me at work slowly pushing bamboo shoots under my eyelids, or my personal website, which is actually a Tumblr in disguise, is at mechanicalJustin.com. My personal Twitter is at mechanicalJHI, because Mechanical Justin, there's too many characters for Twitter. My productivity website is facingmyreality.com, and my productivity Twitter is at facingmyreality.
And how about Calvin?
All right. There's a bunch of places you can find me. You can find my website portfolio at calvin.cwillia.ms. You can also find me here and there on Riffraff. I haven't plugged Riffraff in a while. It's still going strong. Really awesome music website, and it's riffraff.net. riffraff.net. On Twitter and Instagram, you can find me at ccwii. On Tumblr, you can find me either on instacal.tumblr.com, which is my everyday Tumblr, or you can peruse my creative Tumblr, which is stateofcalvin.tumblr.com. And if anybody's up for listening to some of the music I've put together, you can go to soundcloud.com/soundsbycalvin.
I highly recommend you do that. It is worth it.
Not to toot my own horn, but yes.
Toot!
How about Richie/Natsu?
If you want to find me, good luck with that. The government's been working on that for over a decade now. But if you'd like to see my social networking stuff, just type Fairy Tale Podcast into Google. You'll find it. It's not a crapshoot anymore. It's all at the beginning of page 1, so we've officially made it. But yeah, we're on Tumblr. We troll around on the Fairy Tale subreddit. If you want to talk to me, the Fairy Tale Podcast Twitter is probably the best way to do that, at Fairy Tale Cast. And OTP Manga stuff, I'm also on that as well, so at OTP Manga. Basically, if you see a conversation going on between Fairy Tale Podcast and OTP Manga, because I'm talking to myself. And that's about it. Fairy Tale Podcast on YouTube, if you want to check out old episodes, / tomorrow's interview with Tia Ballard, a.k.a. the voice of Happy. And we may have a Christmassy surprise at the end of the week.
Ooh.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
We might. It all depends on if things get finalized. We might. It's a very strong might, too.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, OTP Manga, at OTP Manga on Twitter, email otpmanga@gmail.com. And once we get enough arty stuff going, arty goodness, we will maybe pushing up a Tumblr. And if I feel like burdening him further, I might talk to Calvin about a website. But that's
We'll see.
That's also a very strong might. So yeah, I'm trying not to overburden the people who work with me. Yeah, because nobody works for me. I don't own a company. And I refuse to be the man because I don't want to be the man.
Again, that's my job.
Which is why I'm having so much fun with this, because I get to stick it to the man.
I don't want to be sticky.
Okay, you took that to a totally wrong place, man.
Hey, this is the last show of the year. All bets are off now.
Right.
Mm,
Why am I sober? That is the question.
that is a good question.
Well, hey, at least I can do something about that.
I should do. You know what? I should just say that I lied. I should just say that I lied. One more episode of Fairy Tale Podcast next week, and just call it "Why Am I Sober?"
Nice. Very nice.
It starts
Hey,
off. Oh, go ahead.
CJ, how about we toast to the end of this year?
Yeah, as
Just for old time's sake.
the two longest running members, basically.
Yes. It's a 2015.
Yeah.
Whatever it may
Can drink
bring.
now.
Here, here.
Hopefully good things.
Damn well better.
God damn it, better be. Ah, I'm gonna miss that moonshine until I buy some more.
You have the maple moonshine for the weekend.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, that went down the wrong pipe. That burns.
It burns so good.
On that fun note, this is the last episode of Word Ninjas Live for 2014. That being said, you still should tune in over the next 2 weeks or so because we are going to try and toss up some stuff on our YouTube channel and our website just for some holiday shenanigans.
And speaking of YouTube, part 3 of Full Coverage Minors went live on Monday.
And it is fantastic.
I strongly recommend you check it out.
If
Ew.
you are a fan of montages and/or explosions, you should check it out.
Yes.
If you want to know what a clusterfuck looks like in Minecraft.
Yes.
And episode 4, which is the final episode for that, is next Monday.
Yes. This coming Monday, the 22nd.
Nice. I know I already have a video recorded. It just needs a bit of post-editing stuff for next week. So we're at least guaranteed something.
Yes.
But yeah.
I think it would be
Stay
beyond
tuned.
horrible if somebody went to that and clicked on Full Coverage Minors, and then it was just a continuous loop of the seagulls from Finding Nemo going, mine, mine, mine.
You spoiled it.
I didn't even know. How could I spoil it?
Now it's ruined. We got to come up with something else, Calvin.
Shoot.
Great, now we got to put real content up.
Curses.
Oh, man.
Well, I guess tune in next week to see what we really come up with. But yeah, since we won't be talking to any of our fantastic viewers live until next year, we hope that you all have fabulous holiday seasons, or at least as fabulous as can be had, depending on your family situations and what you'll be doing. So we look forward to seeing you all in 2015. Until then, have a fantastic night.
Thank you all for watching and supporting us and putting up with our shit. Let's do this again in 2015.
Good New Year.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy the holidays and shit.